Tired of wasting hours in long lines at the DMV? What if I told you there's a way to skip the wait and schedule your Massachusetts DMV appointment online, hassle-free? Well, welcome to this explainer. We literally all know that universal feeling of absolute dread when you realize you have to visit the RMV, right? The confusing paperwork, the feeling of losing half your day stuck in a crowded waiting room. It's the worst. But hey, the days of just showing up and crossing your fingers for the best, those are officially over. Today, we are going to completely demystify the state's online scheduling system and give you a clear, step-by-step solution to get in, get out, and get on with your life. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our playbook for conquering the RMV today. 1. The online RMV advantage. 2. Gathering your prerequisites. 3. Setting up your account. 4. Booking and managing appointments. 5. Tech issues and support. And finally, 6. Preparing for your visit.
All right, starting things off with Section 1, the online RMV advantage.
So getting back to that core promise, skipping the wait, that dream of a completely hassle-free RMV experience is actually exactly what the state has tried to set up with this new system. And we're going to master exactly how to use it together right now. Look, you've got to understand the stark contrast between the old way and the new way. Because of changes that actually kicked off a few years back, a strict no walk-in policy is enforced at most of the major service centers for essential transactions. That means you simply cannot just stroll through the doors for a license renewal or a permit test on a whim anymore. Using the My RMV online appointment system isn't just a convenient little option, it is absolutely mandatory if you want to save your time and actually get serviced. Moving right along to Section 2. Gathering your prerequisites. Okay, before you even think about opening your laptop to book, you need to gather your paperwork. Think of this as your golden ticket. First, you'll need proof of identity, something like a U.S. passport or a certified birth certificate. Next, and pay attention because so many people trip up right here, you need proof of Massachusetts residency. Notice it requires 2 distinct documents. We're talking a utility bill and a lease agreement, or a bank statement, and they usually need to be issued within the last 60 days. You're also going to need your social security number, whether that's the physical card, a W-2, or an official ineligibility letter if you don't qualify for one. Under 18, grab that parental consent form. And finally, you'll need proof of lawful presence. Now, for foreign nationals, that lawful presence requirement can get kind of tricky. There's this 12-month rule, which requires you to show your authorized stay is valid for at least 12 months. Let's break down how the math actually works in your favor here because it's pretty cool. Say you only have a 9-month extension right now. You might think, well, I don't qualify. But the rule actually allows you to calculate that 12-month period by combining your current stay with a prior immediately preceding stay. So if you had 3 years on an initial visa plus a 9-month extension, boom, you easily clear that 12-month hurdle. To put that into a real-world perspective, if you are an H-1B worker with a short-term extension, or maybe a temporary protected status holder renewing after years of previous status, seriously, don't panic. You can successfully use that prior continuous time to meet the threshold. That is a massive sigh of relief for a lot of applicants. Just a quick heads up, though. Be prepared to explain this to the clerk when you're there, because they might need to use a special supervisor override in their computer system to process it. All right, let's get into the tech side of things. Section 3, setting up your account. When you pull up mass.gov/myrmv, don't get distracted by all the other menus and text. Just focus right on the center of the page and click the Access My Profile button. That is your main gateway into the whole system. Now, once you click that, you'll hit the verification screen. And listen carefully here because this is super important. You must enter your exact verification details. We're talking your date of birth, the last 4 digits of your social security number, and your current driver's license, permit, or ID number. And I mean exact. Literally, if you type ST instead of street, and it doesn't perfectly match their system's exact record, it might just bounce you out. So definitely have your physical ID right in front of you while you type. So to summarize the account creation, navigate to MyRMV, enter those exact personal identifiers, click the little I'm not a robot recapture box, and then step 3 is absolutely vital. You have to set up multi-factor authentication. The state takes data security really seriously, so you'll need to verify your login via a quick text message code, an email, or an authenticator app. Once that's all done, you are officially in your personalized dashboard. Next up, Section 4, booking and managing appointments. This is where the magic happens. first things first, let's map out the if-then scenarios for your visit. Do you even need an appointment? Well, if you need a learner's permit, a license renewal, an out-of-state transfer, or a real ID, an appointment is absolutely mandatory. No way around it. But take a look at the other side. Many vehicle registration transactions, like amending a registration or transferring a vehicle to a surviving spouse, actually do not require an appointment at most centers. Knowing this difference right off the bat saves you from booking a slot you don't even need.
When you do need an appointment, you're going to use their pre-registration system. You just select your transaction type and your preferred location. Now, if it's full, you don't just get a rejection screen. You actually get placed on a wait list, which is pretty great. Then, the system proactively emails you a unique booking link the second a slot opens up. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. You have a ticking clock. You have to act fast because that scheduling link expires in exactly 24 hours. So keep a really close eye on your inbox. And hey, if life happens and you need to cancel or reschedule later, just use the specific link provided right there in your confirmation email.
Okay, let's talk troubleshooting. Section 5, Tech Issues and Support.
A major technical hurdle we see, specifically for non-citizens applying for licenses, involves the federal SAVE verification system. Here's how it works. If the clerk runs your name and you pass step 1, it's instant. You're good to go. But if it can't verify you immediately, you get bumped to step 2, which means the clerk has to scan your documents, and that takes about 3 to 5 days. If that fails, step 3 requires a manual review by a specialist, taking 1 to 2 weeks. I'm telling you this now so you aren't caught off guard. If you get bumped to step 2, seriously, don't panic. It's just a totally normal part of the federal tech process.
And if you're facing just general online glitches, or maybe you don't even have an email address to use the online portal in the first place, here is your absolute lifeline. Grab a pen and write this down. 857-368-8000. That is the official RMV Contact Center phone number. You can call them directly to make a reservation or even schedule a suspension hearing if the website just is not cooperating with you. Finally, we're in the home stretch. Section 6, Preparing for your visit.
All right, it is game day. Here's your checklist. First, arrive on time at your specifically designated service center. Like if you book Attleboro, definitely don't show up in Boston. Second, have that confirmation email pulled up on your phone or printed out before you walk up. They will literally check it at the door and turn you away if you don't have it. Third, bring all of your original physical documents. Absolutely no photocopies are allowed, period. And lastly, just give mass.gov/RMV a quick glance the morning of, just in case there are any last-minute weather closures or unexpected policy updates.
If you follow this playbook we just laid out, you are going to conquer your RMV visit with total confidence. Skip those awful lines and actually keep your sanity intact. Now, please note, the information provided in this video is intended for general informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional advice. For the most up-to-date and personalized guidance, please consult the Massachusetts DMV or their official website directly. So now that you're armed with the tools to completely skip the line, what will you do with all those extra hours you just saved yourself? Thanks so much for learning with me today.